What's going on? SCV ready. In the rear with the... SCV ready. Bad news. Big job.
Additional supply depots required.
SCV ready. What? SCV ready. SCV ready. What's go? SCV ready. It's your dime. Gotcha. What's going on? What's going on?
Not enough minerals.
Huh? Sure thing.
Not enough minerals.
In the rear with
Command center upgrade complete.
big job. The Grim Reaper has arrived. Huh? SCV ready. Bad.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. What? You want something? Fear the Reaper, man. All right. Oh, yeah. SCV ready. In the rear.
Add-on complete.
What's it worth? SCV ready. On the way. Yeah. This better be good. SCV, we could use some help here. Go ahead. I'm listening. Yes, indeed. Got you. Armed and ready. What's going on?
Not enough minerals.
Go, go, go!
Whoa, okay.
Add-on complete.
SCV ready. This better be good. Clear. Through. Gangway. Coming through. This better be good.
Jesus.
Base is under attack.
Want some? SCV ready.
Our SCVs are under attack. Base is under attack.
Bad news. In the rear with the gear. Big job, huh?
Not enough minerals.
Ready to raise some hell. Yep. You're the boss. Are you ready for this? Armed and ready. Word.
Oh!
Our SCVs are under attack.
That was so bad.
better than you.
Okay. Oh. Did I see the third go down? No, I think he skipped the third. Okay, that's the second time I've seen someone do that, so it has to be a common build order. 'Cause I don't remember people doing double extractor trick since like 2016, 17. Okay, so over here, I was suspicious that there weren't any drones as natural, but that's tricky because who's messaging me? Yeah, I've seen it where as soon as they see me with the Reaper over here, they take the drones either that were already over here or en route to here, and they just put it back up here on the ramp. So that's what was going through my mind. But I see the two lings here. I thought these were the initial lings, but yeah, that's obviously not true. So I thought those were like the initial two lings, and I was like, okay, he's gonna try to do the CC cancel thing. So I kind of half-assed my decision to like either harass workers before queens come up and then just defend, bring this to high ground and defend with marines on the ramp, or to just bring the Reaper back. And then, I still don't see any. I don't know. That's way later. Never mind. But yeah, I didn't see any drones, so I just went back because I was like, okay, probably gonna have to. That's pretty cute by him. I'll give him credit for that. I also want to see if my production pauses, so I'm just gonna slow it down. But yeah, it's already 3 minutes. There's no third, so that's obviously all in. What probably would have been best is at around 3. Well, okay, let's say. I don't know. I don't know the timings too well. I want to say let's go 3:20 if there's still no third. Immediately check the natural for the drone count with the SV that's over here, because usually what happens is they get they'll get like a bunch of lings just to attack the SCV that's over here, and then that secures their third. So then the drones can just go over there. But there's times we just go straight, straight for my natural. He actually takes this third, which is I've only seen Terrans do that. I've only seen Terrans take this third. Like that's a really aggressive third base, because there's just so many attack paths that I can, like, there's 3 openings here, and then there's a lot of dead space that I can abuse as well. And then also creep's gonna be, it's a lot more awkward. This will take, let's see, 1, 2 creep tumors. This just takes like 1 creep tumor. And then there's only realistically 2 openings that I can go through, unless they do like a drop. But then if you have any amount of overlords over here, that kind of you know, that already prepares them. That's going a bit too further ahead. Let's try to keep it within the limits of the early game here. Okay, pause SCV production. I don't know. On one end, I think it's fine because he's not building any drones. He's literally just on one base and it's not even fully saturated. Oh my god. Okay. So I'm pretty sure like our drone counts are. Oh, I have double his. Yeah. So yeah, I really shouldn't be building any more SCVs here. That's not double. This is 10 more. Quick maths. I'm just trying to think of like an appropriate response to this because the 2-on-1 doesn't have a lot of flexibility in terms of reaction. It's mostly like you have your Marines and that's about it. Because right now I'm thinking get the reactor on the factory to get out Hellions. But if you're just gonna like empty out Lings like this, you see? Okay. So one route, I think I was planning to go Hellions, and then after about 4 or 6, I go into mines, double wooden mine production, and then I wouldn't even know a good maybe Liberator if I have enough on the start part, but pretty much just like pumping out Marines, and I don't like to overreact with the reinforced wall off here for Baneling Bust. I like to wait until I actually see the Baneling Bust coming, so then I can just quickly grab some SCVs either that are building or that are over here, and then get the eBays over here. My eBay placement this match was really bad, and I forgot to build bunkers as well. As soon as I see like that Ling aggression, just immediately place bunkers on the high ground. I'm thinking like, oh, he's playing pretty aggressive. It's kind of stupid of him to throw away those Lings like that, but then it's like, no, he's just all inning, and I can't really continue on with what I had planned. I kind of have to react to the all in. So that's it. Probably would have been better to just cancel that. Then I'm at like I'm probably gonna be I'll stay at 46, which is sufficient until I actually shouldn't be building these SCVs at all. So see -2 from the SCVs that I'm not supposed to build, and then like maybe another supply depot, preferably not on the front end because it's just gonna get destroyed. So maybe actually what would be better is to have SCV wall over here and then maybe over here. Just cutting off the paths. So one here, and then I think over here if my Wings of Liberty days are not completely forgotten. So I think over here. So then if they do come here, you can just exit through here and then lift off raise the supply depot and cut them off, and then you can kind of kite them around that whilst I have Marines over here that are raining down on them. Anyway, still getting too far ahead. So that's pretty bad. I should just concede this position over here and just reinforce the high ground over here. As for like appropriate responses, I'm honestly not so sure at the moment. I want to say Hellbat now, because before I was thinking Hellions, but then if you're just gonna keep flooding in Lings and then eventually do a Baneling Bust, Hellions can't really they'll just get surrounded, especially when they have speed. So that's not really and it's harder to kite, especially when my building placement's like this. So I think Hellbats would have been a lot better. But the thing with Hellbats is they're a lot better when I already have Hellions out, as opposed to, you know, having this big production of Marines and then kind of going to Hellions. So I think naked add-on factory with Widowmine might have been a bit better. Just because they are going to be all clumped up, so then the Widowmine shot's going to take out, like, let's say half of them. And then the Marines on high ground, which instead of being over here, they're realistically over here, added on with the bunker. And then, let's see. Okay, ideally you'll have maybe one or two outside the bunker, in front of the bunker, to soak up some additional damage before the damage gets added onto the bunker. And then wall off the rest of the area with eBays maybe. But yeah, that's honestly at this point the reaction's a little bit late. It's the point where it's kind of a lost cause. I should have noticed by at least 3 minutes that no third base. Okay, all in. Even though he did build a third base over here, it's more so for the extra larva. It's more like a macro hatchery that's aggressively placed to increase the or decrease the distance from my his base to my natural. So instead of like having the macro hatch here and then having that added distance of this, and this, it's like, okay, and it's also conveniently placed, so you're not really going off a lot of these ramps and curves. It's kind of just like straight line here and then boom. Also, it's out of the way of the wall off that I was planning to build over here, but that's honestly not going to matter because there's no way I'm going to defend the wall off here. Again, I should have just started building supply up here. At this point, I probably should have GG'd. Just because realistically, what am I going to have here that defends this? Yeah, especially this, like, this amount of lings, I don't think. I'm kind of just doing this for the experience at this point, just to kind of think, like, okay, I'm at this position now. I'm at this point of the game. You know, what can I do? Let's try to improvise and see what results that will entail. But honestly, I think this is just kind of a lost cause, and I probably had a better time just quitting. Yeah, that's just as soon as that happens, just quit. Oh, I did want to see. No, anyway, what I did learn from that is just the timing and what that would entail, as well as the drone count thing. Like, I don't have to be super precise with the drone counts, but like, okay, his natural's not even 1% saturated. It's probably an all-in. Free wing giver. Let's see.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Oh my god. Thanks.
Additional supply depots required.
SCV ready. SCV ready. Go ahead. SCV ready.
Yes.
SCV ready. I'm going.
No
Move
way.
it.
As soon as I read the name, I'm like, oh, okay. Let's see where this goes. And then he said, good luck, have fun. And I expect him to, not be true on his name, but, he he pulled through. Wait, I want to see his profile quickly. Oh no.
Huh?
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Uh,
Bad news. SCV ready. Go ahead.
Additional supply depots required.
SCV ready. Let's go. SCV ready. Go ahead. SCV ready. SCV ready. Go ahead. Huh? Ah! You scared me! Huh? What's going on?
gas.
Move it!
Hey,
Big
the hell?
job!
Command center upgrade complete.
We hear you! The Grim Reaper has arrived. What's it? What's going on? Huh? Go ahead. SCV ready. Yeah. Ah! You scared me! Go, go, go! Bad news.
Not
SCV ready. job, huh? Man, bad news. SCV ready.
How's this guy doing?
SCV ready.
Add-on complete.
I'm listening. Fear the Reaper, man.
Huh?
SCV ready.
I don't even know. Okay. Let's do that.
This better be good. SCV ready.
Command center upgrade complete.
Huh? Big job. SCV ready.
Add-on complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
What's going on? SCV ready. Want a piece of me, boy?
Not enough energy.
By the systems go. Cyclone ready. SCV ready.
Base is under attack. Not
Jesus.
enough energy.
Ready for dust off. Ready.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Armed
Let's
and
try to do some.
been waiting.
Try to do some bullshit.
Base is under attack.
Acknowledged.
Add-on complete. Our SCVs are under attack.
Go ahead. Armed and ready.
Ah. I was thinking some type of sim timing or early tanks with the tech lab on the racks, but then I saw the Marauders, so then I'm like, okay, maybe it's Marine Marauder timing, and then tanks is like defense or something. No, I really don't know what I was expecting. I've never seen that that build. Nice. Okay. Kind of want to go through the replay. I'm hesitant to go through the replay because my TVT knowledge is really bad, so I'm not gonna know. I did see there was one base, so maybe if that's tough. Because I might be able to get away with the natural or the second CC just because of defender's advantage, but honestly, if I just match the one base and use the defender's advantage, I think I could have. Go again.
Big, going. SCV ready. What's going on?
Not enough minerals.
Huh? SCV ready.
Additional supply depots.
SCV ready. Bad news. SCV ready. Big, huh? Jordan, what's going on? SCV ready. Huh? Go ahead. What's going on? Ah, in the rear with the
Not
gear.
enough.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Ah, shit.
Huh?
Not enough minerals. Not
That's
enough
bad.
minerals.
Bad news? Yeah. Big job, huh?
Oh, we haven't received
Bad
it. Shit.
news?
Fuck, my bad for not scouting.
What's going on? Ah! Just... Huh?
My bad.
Reaper
Shit.
has arrived.
Command center upgrade complete.
Go ahead. What's it? In the rear with the gear. What's going on?
Not enough
SCV
minerals. Our SCVs are not
I
enough
guess I
minerals.
think that's the early.
Fear the Reaper, man.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Where's room? That's all? All right.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna do it.
Go ahead. SCV ready. Nothing I can't. Big job, huh?
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Where's room?
You really chase that far?
Death from above. Yes, indeed. On the way. Fair enough.
Add-on complete. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. I'm listening. Where's
Not enough. Command center base is under attack.
we could use some help here. SCV ready. Gangway. Coming.
Not enough.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. SCV ready. Armed and ready. Huh?
Not enough. Not
Want some? Looking forward. This better be by the number. SCV ready.
not enough. Add-on complete.
Keep your shirt on. SCV ready.
Ah, fuck.
We could use some help here.
Ready for dust off.
Orders. This armed SCV ready.
Acknowledged.
In the rear with the gear. Go ahead. That been waiting on. SCV ready. Ready to roll out. Gangway.
Add-on complete. Insufficient Vespine gas.
Ready.
What's going on?
What?
Who wants some?
Not enough energy.
Oh no, dude, that's so big.
Add-on complete.
Where's the emergency? Dropping off. Taking out, dropping off.
SCV ready. Big job, huh? SCV ready.
Stay here.
This bad news. You want to be? We can't build here. SCV
Mineral field depleted.
been waiting on you. What's that? SCV ready. In the rear with the gear. SCV ready.
Mineral field depleted. Add-on complete.
Gangway coming through. It's go time.
Wait, what? Okay, that's weird.
Who wants some? Go, go, go! Oh, it's on. You gonna get me? Big job, huh? SCV ready. What's going on?
Ready for dust off.
This better be good. By the
Command center upgrade complete.
SCV ready. It's about to get heavy.
Add-on. Research complete. Base is under attack.
Fucking hell, are you serious?
Armed and ready. Roger that. Big wait. SCV ready.
Ready for dust off.
Oh, this is a close stand as well.
Baby.
Our SCVs are under attack. Research complete.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Upgrade complete.
It's about to get heavy.
Mineral field depleted.
This better be good.
Oh, that's lost.
Mineral field
Let's have a blast. Oh, it's on.
research complete.
This better be good.
Ready for dust off.
You gonna get me armed and ready. It's about to get heavy. You gonna get it? Go time with the gear. This better be good. SCV ready. Go ahead. What's going on? Kaboom, baby! SCV ready.
Not enough. Insufficient Vespine gas. Not enough
Gangway
minerals.
coming through. Let's go.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I'm on it. SCV ready. It's go time.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Armed and been waiting. You want a piece of me, boy? Oh, it's on. Outstanding. Okay.
Mineral field depleted.
Ah,
Orders? Oh, it's on. Kaboom, baby!
Upgrade complete.
What?
Now what?
This better be.
Upgrade complete.
Who wants some? It's about to get heavy. SCV ready. Let's have a look.
Upgrade complete.
Yeah.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Go.
Not enough minerals. Add-on complete.
It's go time. Just see. Kaboom, baby! You want a piece of me, boy? Been waiting on you.
Add-on complete.
You gonna want some?
Picking up or dropping?
Ooh, it's on. Been waiting. Armed. Kaboom, baby!
Insufficient Vespine gas. Insufficient Vespine gas.
Reporting for action.
Additional supply depots required.
This better be
Additional supply depots
ready
required.
for
want a
Dash
piece of me,
liquids.
boy?
Additional supply insufficient. Mineral field depleted.
Armed and ready. What's going on? Go time. Gotcha.
Not enough energy. Mineral field
Liberation is at hand. We have you on screen. Need something.
insufficient Vespine gas.
Liquids.
Need something liberate.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
We have you. Yes, sir. Moving into position. How can we?
Not gonna pass me by.
Incoming orders. Initiating. Ah, Commander.
You gonna give me orders? Give us!
Reporting for action. Ship.
Mineral field depleted.
Stand. Yes, sir. How can we help? Need something.
Lights here.
We're returning fire. Stand.
Been waiting on.
We read you.
It's on. Let's have
Insufficient Vespine gas.
What's going on?
Upgrade.
It's go time.
Mineral field
Did not want that to
depleted.
be my cruiser, but you know, I'll take it.
This. Kaboom, baby! By the numbers, boys.
Mineral
It's
field.
about to get heavy. Go, go, go!
Your forces are under attack.
Reporting for action.
Insufficient Vespine.
Kaboom, baby!
Mineral field depleted.
Get heavy.
Vespine geyser exhausted.
Want some?
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Yes, sir.
It's on.
Moving into position.
You gonna. This better be. It's a trap. This better be good. Let's have a blast. Will do.
We read you.
It's go time.
Mineral field.
Liberation. We're returning fire.
Upgrade complete.
Let's have a blast.
Standing by.
That was really bad.
Need something liberated? Incoming orders. Attention. Unleash hell. Ah,
Don't leave me hanging.
we have you on screen.
Time. Gangway, coming through. It's go time. Armed and ready.
Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Been waiting on you.
How can we help?
Your forces are under attack.
Incoming orders.
This better be good. Get it.
Ready for dust?
We could use some help here. What's going on?
Vespine Geyser exhausted.
Armed
We have you on screen.
by the numbers. You gonna give me by this better be good.
Liberation is at hand.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Mineral field depleted.
Let's have a blast.
Of course. Standing by.
You gonna give me orders?
Got freedom.
We could use some help here. Gangway.
How can we...
Mineral field.
Ooh. Fuck. Masters. Okay. How do you get that to that thing? The hell? I was wondering. Okay. That's the first Masters Protoss I beat. Oh, is that the other thing I was gonna check? Oh yeah, this one. Okay. Interesting. Ooh, okay. Okay, how many more? Whatever, just keep playing. I'll play a bit more and then I have to go to the gym. Baka.
Go. Bed. Huh? SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
In the room. SCV ready. What's going on?
Additional supply depots. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Uh-huh. SCV ready. SCV ready. Huh? What's going? What's going on? Go ahead. Ah! This big job.
Not enough minerals.
Huh? Big job, huh? Bad news. Bad news.
Not enough minerals.
What's going on? The Grim Reaper has arrived. Done. Huh? SCV ready. Ah! Huh? What's SCV ready? That's all? All right. I'm going. Fair enough. Ah! What's
Not enough minerals.
Fuck, is it another one?
SCV ready? Certainly. On the way. Agreed. Oh,
Add-on complete.
yes, indeed.
Not enough energy.
Death from above.
Those things. And,
God, sounds different. What? SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
On now. All right. I'm going. SCV ready. Agreed.
Add-on.
Want a piece of me, boy?
Command center upgrade complete. Insufficient Vespine gas.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Death from above.
Our SCVs are under attack.
On the way. Oh. SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
huh? Oh, okay.
Gangway.
Not enough minerals.
SCV.
Not
Actually, I
enough
think
minerals.
that is what we're doing now.
Complete.
Bad news. This better be good. Want a piece of me, boy? I'm on. Been waiting on you. Why not?
Insufficient Vespine gas. Base is under attack.
for dust off.
SCV ready. You want a piece of me, boy?
Inbound.
This better be been waiting on you.
Ready for pickup? Here's your stop.
SCV ready. What's going on?
Research complete.
SCV ready.
Base is under attack.
Good job.
Not enough energy.
In the rear with the gear. Been waiting on
Add-on.
you. SCV ready. You want a piece of me, boy? This better be good. That's fine. By the numbers.
Base is under attack. Add-on.
Go ahead. What's in the rear? This better be what's up. Been waiting on you.
Base is under attack.
Coming through.
Somebody, get me out of this mess. Talk to me. Where's the emergency? Waiting on you. Ready for flight?
Woo! Nope.
Now what?
Okay, Mike did way too much on that one.
Research complete. Additional supply depots required.
Armed and ready. By the number. You gonna give me orders?
Insufficient Vespine gas.
I missed my gas timings.
Unacceptable.
Ready for dust off.
Oh, it's on. Been waiting on you. By the number.
Where's
SCV ready. Gangway. Coming through. Bad news? SCV ready.
Insufficient Vespine. Additional supply.
Queued up, ready to go.
Loud and clear. Picking up or dropping off.
SCV ready.
ETA 1 minute.
Additional supply. Command center upgrade complete. Additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots required.
Roger that. This better.
Upgrade complete.
SCV ready.
Additional supply depots required. Additional supply.
Armed and ready.
Insufficient Vespine gas. Not enough energy.
Yep. Who wants some?
Additional supply depots required. Add-on complete.
What's going on? By the numbers, boys.
Additional supply depots required.
Been waiting on you.
Mineral field depleted.
Got no.
Ready for dust off.
I'm in deep. Give me orders. Gangway. Been waiting on you. It's on.
Waiting on you. Where's the life
Want a
here?
piece of me, boy? Yeah.
Mineral field
So many
depleted.
SCV questions there.
Add-on complete.
It's about to get heavy. Huh?
Mineral field depleted.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough.
SCV ready. SCV SCV ready.
Minus 4 for that.
What's going on? Huh?
No, let's take a
You're the
look.
boss. Armed and ready.
Mineral field.
Ready for dust off.
SCV ready. Oh, it's on. In the rear with the gear. SCV ready. Go, go, go!
Upgrade.
SCV ready.
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Ready for dust off.
Are you fucking serious?
You gonna give me orders? What? Been waiting this move on. You gonna give me this battle number been waiting on.
Oh my god.
In the rear with
Base is under attack.
piece of me, boy. We could use some help. This better be good.
Ready for now what?
Battle number
Base is under attack.
Honestly, that might be.
you want a piece of me, boy?
I'm expecting to have so much stuff.
You gonna give me
Base is under attack.
I can't build here. Let's go. Ah! He's here.
Ready.
Base is under attack. Our
You're
SCVs
not.
are under attack.
What the hell's going on? Okay, definitely watching the replay on that one. I think I stayed on 5 racks a bit too long. Standard so far. Looking for that Roach Warren over here. There's also the possibility he builds it on the natural. I don't see a third there, but I'm just assuming he's taking the one that's most likely. And with this, I don't know why he's sending these here. Okay, I start to fold here a little bit. But, I also do a lot more damage than I expected to do. Like, I took his natural out. But I might have a little bit too much here. I think this slowed me down a lot. Because I should have, realistically, 2 more racks down. And, honestly, like 30 seconds before this, I should have had 2 more racks down. So that really slowed down my production, and then I got supply blocked here, and then I do remember there was a period where I'm supply blocked for like a minute or so. just because I'm like trying to micro unnecessarily. Like this already did a shit ton of damage. You're not supposed to lose your natural that early, and now you have to rebuild, and then now you're at oh my god, if I knew he sent all of them here, I kind of did, but I didn't. Like I'm like, oh, he pulled his drones all the way over here and to his next base, but I didn't like register what that meant. I just meant like the majority of his drones are in like an extremely vulnerable position. Yeah, so ideally the racks go down earlier, and then my production kind of stays consistent, so then the follow-up can come. When does the follow-up come? I think it's like a minute after. It's when you get 2 tanks out. So there's that tank, and then the next tank, plus the various other racks productions. So then, yeah, I'm honestly, I do that, and then with the remaining force here, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm gonna retreat and then maybe go back in the main. But if he has the majority of his drones here, he's not gonna, you know, reduce his mining time even more and then bring them all the way to his main. Like it's more efficient to keep them here. However, the fact that they're here is already pretty bad, especially since he can't mine these gases until this base comes up. He could mine these gases too, but you know, he's gonna have to wait till he makes more drones or like send more of these, and then that's like more than 30 seconds of travel time where the drones aren't doing anything and they have like a lower expected value. Just lower equity in general. So yeah, a lot of my problems right now, just judging by this, is just poor macro and a little bit too much attention to the micro here. Like I get really greedy because I see like, oh, I took his natural and like a shit ton of hold on, yeah, a shit ton of shit ton of drones and units just in general. So no, I'm looking pretty good. Marines versus roaches isn't the best, especially when there's no upgrades. So when I see that he's focusing more on roaches, then that kind of tells me, okay, you know, start building marauders from here. But man, he's really gassed. Like, how does he make so many? How does he afford not only an okay, that was kind of damn, dude. Yeah, so I literally halted his economy, and then I spread his forces really. Like, he's in a really bad position, but just because I half-assed my macro, it doesn't really mean much because I can't really capitalize on that. Instead, I kind of have to play catch-up due to the neglect. Let's see. Like this is nothing. This is gonna get lost pretty fast. It's pretty cute that he left some forces here. Not a lot of platinum zergs do that. At least this early. They tend to like clump up over here. So I knew that this was gonna take too much of my attention, and I knew because of the earlier micro mistakes that I'm gonna over micro this if I do put too much attention. So I kind of just assume this is gonna get lost, but it's kind of more so to divert his attention and maybe pull some of his army towards the main here to kind of deal with the drop, and then this attack over here gets a bit stronger because of that. Some things I would have changed to make this a bit better. Honestly, just get better macro. That's like the one bottleneck that's really bugging me. I'm ashamed. I'm literally ashamed that I've displayed macro of that caliber. Anyway, so some refinement that I would have done over here is instead of dropping directly into the mineral line, my intention with this was like, okay, I'm gonna lose it anyway. I might as well get some drones out of it in the process. However, you don't want to play with the intention that you don't want to like level yourself at like a certain like skill level and then play within that skill level. Like you want to strive for the objective best play. So what that would look like would be dropping over here so then I can get better vision and I can still have the same threat and the same influence that the first option would have done. However, I now have the added option of actually picking up and pulling away and then reinforce, or even threaten another drop if he does send these to reinforce. So just the fact that this is actually alive is a lot better for me. Anyway, the second one is I'm pretty sure I start to attack over here just because it's the closest. The way this map is, it's really weird. This in theory shouldn't take that much longer than this, but it takes quite a bit of travel distance. That's like another, I want to say 20 seconds easily. And it's already a late follow-up, so yeah, that's just going through my mind. I don't want to waste any more time, so I just want to do this early. However, this is not a good position to kind of engage in. Yeah, it's not. I was thinking because if he does have, like, he has the Lings here, obviously, so if I have Marines kind of choked up against here versus the Lings that are choked up against here, that's a better fight for me. However, if it's Roaches, especially if they have like a concave over here against the narrow 300-esque Spartan Marines over here, yeah, that's just not going to be good. So a better choice is to actually go over here, and I can actually have like a tank over here and a tank over here, and then still still threaten the third over here with the first tank over and then still have some added aggression. But also, I think I do scan this and notice he doesn't have a fourth, and I'm wow, holy eyes. Yeah, I'm really below on SCV production. Okay. Oh, that's so bad. I haven't been that low on my macro in a long time. That's really bad. Honestly, I think I just lose that game. I lose this game just because of that. Like, I can go into more detail of like, different tactics, like where I engage and what fights it, blah blah blah. But honestly, it's just the bad macro. I'm just surprised with the little gas he was mining. He was able to afford that many roaches and an itis. Like, these aren't even going to be... Oh, no, they are. Oh, they get his upgrades. Okay, that's impressive. So I honestly think he's ahead here. Like, this is a strong force, but, that's really low and he doesn't have anything to attack it. Only 2 Marauder. Yeah, you see, this is... I kind of foreshadowed this. I mean, I do kind of vaguely remember it, but I did mention this is like a bad position for Marines versus Roaches to be in. I'm just thinking like, okay, I have tanks and a couple Marauders who should die here. But, yeah, no, he barely survives. That's a lot of roaches. I think he's just going for like a roach mac. No, what? Okay, he's pretty all in with these roaches. Okay, not all in, but he's pretty invested in these roaches, and there's no fourth. So honestly, I'm forcing too much when I don't need to. I can actually just sit back here and macro up. Whoa, that's a lot of floating minerals. I did not see that. Yeah, honestly, I can just sit back, defend, and macro. How many mules do I have? 3. Or 2, rather. No? Yeah, 2, 3. I can just sit back. I need to get double tank production up, and I also need to get my marauder production up. Okay, that's marauder, nice. So just having this wall off here, and then maybe 1 or 2 tanks, he's not gonna break this. And then he's gonna try. Okay, he still has the Nihus here, but I mean he hasn't built it yet. So I think that's like a desperation thing that he kind of pulled out last minute. But I'll get to that when I get to that. Right now, I think it's just better instead of doing that lame ass push. You know, to be like. I think the most of the reason why I did it is because like, oh, okay, well in this build order you're supposed to do this timing and then this follow up afterward. What I wasn't taking into account is like the different dynamics that happen within the game as its own thing. So the proper response would have been, instead of the follow up, I just sit back and defend until I see he takes a fourth. So maybe have like honestly I can like that needs to be salvaged. Honestly, I can spare like a marine at the possible locations. This one's going to be a little bit harder to find just because of the creep. I guess I can have the 2 medevacs with marines kind of just clearing the creep here, and that would have, like, if I'm holding him on these 3 bases here, I'm golden. Then I have a fourth. I have that many more mules. I have so much. I would have more SAV or workers than him, unless he kind of starts going from roaches to workers because he's not being attacked. However, just based on like not only his production but the way he's going about things right now, I think he's just gonna focus entirely on army, and in his mind, he's probably at a point in the game where he's so used to having a certain amount of economy and drones already that that's not really in his. He's not really aware that he's this low. So he's like, oh, I'm at the point in my build and in the game where I'm just focusing on building army and you know, trying to kill him. So he's gonna overinvest in army whilst neglecting his economy, and then because I'm already relatively even in terms of economy. Oh fuck, I'm ahead in economy now. So I'm already ahead of I'm ahead in economy. However, because my production due to poor macro is so low, he actually maybe not. Yeah, I mean he can't kill me with this just because of defender's advantage, because I'll have this force and that'll easily delay it, easily at the very least delay it, and then reinforcements just kind of destroys it. So better option, instead of doing the follow-up attack over here where I lost everything, I just sit back and defend whilst you know, using that economic advantage to go for maybe even a 2-2 timing, because actually, okay, I'm thinking because 2-2 is almost done, but my production is still it's still stagnated, so it might not be as strong as if I were to wait for maybe a max supply timing. Like, I'm ahead in supply, which really shouldn't, but whatever. But then I throw away this again. No, I don't throw away. I think he builds a Nidus now. No, no. I tried to attack his board this time, going the route that I kind of thought would be better. But yeah, that's kind of crazy strong relative to what I have. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna lose everything right now. Yeah, that was really bad. So he didn't lose a lot, plus he had the Nidus. Where is it? Huh? Oh, over there. Okay. Yeah, so that kind of just kills me because I'm not really positioned well for that. I hear it, so I just immediately assume it's the main and pull. But literally all my army is either destroyed or halfway across the map. So I think I just lose over here automatically. And, oh, okay. So he goes pretty all in here, and then I'm kind of deciding, like, okay, maybe I can counterattack, but then, you know, defender's advantage, and he's probably focused entirely on army. He's getting some more units now, but, you know, he's for the most part, focused entirely on army, so it's safe to say, you know, there's probably some build-up over here that I'm probably not going to be able to take care of with that army, so it's better to just bring everything back. That being said, this was already a late response with an already late production macro, all that. This is just a macro error in general. But yeah, I mean, there's still some things I can take out of it that I can apply when reinforced with like proper macro plus what I already discussed earlier would have been golden. Okay, my muscles are aching for a workout, but one more can't hurt. I think I might just abandon the 2-1 because actually it wasn't that bad. It was more just the macro behind it. Oh, I played against this guy. Nice.
What's going on?
If I can remember the build.
SCV ready. Go ahead. What? SCV ready. That big chop in the rear.
Additional supply depots required.
SCV ready. In the
They
rear.
always do that. My goodness.
Ah, SCV ready. Woohoo! Overtime. Huh? SCV ready. Yes, sir.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Why? Why, dude?
Bad news. SCV ready. Go ahead. Yep. Bad. Huh? Yeah, whatever.
Not enough minerals.
What's going? Go ahead.
Command center upgrade complete. Our SCVs are under attack.
Go ahead. In the rear with the gear. SCV ready. What's going on? Bad news? SCV ready. What's it? In the rear with the gear. SCV ready.
Add-on complete.
I'm listening. SCV ready. What? You want something? Who wants some? SCV ready. Big job. This better be good. SCV ready. Where's that crew? On the way. All right. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's...
Fuck, what is this?
Command center upgrade. Add-ons complete. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. SCV ready. Gangway coming through.
Fuck, okay.
Base is under attack. Add-on complete.
Sure thing. Go, go, go!
Not enough minerals.
Kaboom, baby! Out. Been waiting.
Fuck, I hate these so much.
Been waiting. You want a piece of me, boy?
Not enough. Not enough minerals. Not enough.
This better be good. Who wants some? It's go time. We got SCV ready. Armed and ready. This better be good.
Not enough. Additional supply depots. Not enough minerals.
Oh, it's on. About this. SCV ready. Go, go, go! Huh?
Not enough minerals.
Gangway coming through. Keep your shirt on. Armed and ready. SCV ready. Been waiting. It's go time. You gonna get
Woo!
Research complete.
This better be good. Get heavy. Been waiting. You want a piece of me, boy? I feel ya. Rather go, go, go! Gangway coming through. Oh, it's on. Big job, huh? We could use some help here. This better be good. Bandit, huh? Armed and ready. Been waiting on you. It's go time. SCV ready. We'll do what? You gonna get me? Been waiting.
Oh, those crosses out. Jesus. Okay.
Let's go.
Oh, not behind? Oh, okay. All in for a reason.
Not enough. Mineral field depleted.
It's called an all in for a reason.
Add-on
I've upgraded that
complete.
now.
Big job. We can SCV ready. This better be good. It's go time. SCV ready.
Not enough energy.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
By the... Man, huh? SCV ready. Kaboom, baby! Who wants some? Ah! You scared me!
Not enough minerals.
Go, go, go! Sure.
Research complete.
Been waiting. You gonna get...
Not enough.
Oh, it's on.
Not enough minerals.
In the rear with the... What's going on? Let's have a blast.
Son of a bitch.
SCV ready.
Research. Not enough minerals.
Orders.
Not enough. Mineral field depleted. Not enough minerals.
Ready for dust off.
Go ahead. Gangway. Coming through. It's go.
Not enough minerals.
You gonna give me orders?
Not enough minerals.
Armed and ready.
Ready for
You want a
dust-off.
piece of me, boy?
Add-on complete.
Of course. Who wants some? By the numbers, boy. Why not?
Mineral field depleted.
What's going on?
Think the 40's better.
I've been waiting on you.
Mineral field depleted.
Armed and
Ready for dust off.
Not enough minerals.
who wants some? Been waiting. Let's have a blast.
Waiting on.
You gonna give me... You want a piece of me, boy? I can't build here. Sure. Armed and ready.
I want to touch some ribs, but I don't have enough gas.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete. Mineral field depleted. Not enough minerals.
Go, go, go!
Fuck, I was expecting like, it would be really bad if he did a work prison drop right now. I mean, he has the robo, so it's kind of expected. Oh, that's not good.
Sure thing. Been waiting on you. What's going on? Will do. Big job, huh? Bandit, who wants some?
Base is under attack.
Fuck.
This better be good.
Come on, you two.
You gonna give me orders? I'm... Kaboom, baby! What's going? Been waiting on you.
Add-on.
Want a piece?
Not
Ah,
enough minerals.
okay, come back to this. Let's try.
By the numbers. Gangway, coming through. This better be good. That's fine. It's about to get heavy.
Not
Go,
enough
go,
minerals.
go!
Not enough minerals.
You got... You gonna give me orders?
Shit. Can't really be aggressive
Reporting for
because
action.
his counterattack is just way too strong. Let's see here.
Oh, it's on. Big job, huh?
Ah, attention!
Fuck.
How can we help?
Base is under attack. Mineral field depleted.
Gangway.
Reporting for action.
under attack.
How can we help?
What's going on? We could use some help here.
Not enough.
Oh, it's off. First round's on me.
Commander. Yes, sir. Battle station. Initiating.
Base is under attack.
Gateway.
Our SCV is under attack.
Target
Command center upgrade complete.
What?
Boom, baby. That's something.
got
Our SCVs
Alright.
are under attack.
We could use some help here.
Yeah, 4 bases
It's
ABG.
go time.
Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot this guy was Masters. Trying to all in a Masters player. Jesus. One more. Let's do one more. Yeah. I don't know, I just haven't done that all in before. Or I have, but haven't done it in a while, so wanted to do it again. Just have a little fun. But, okay. Cool, this is good practice. I like that.
Man the ring.
This guy probably doesn't like me and my fantasy GGs, but
SCV ready. Go ahead. What? SCV ready. Huh?
Additional supply depots required. Vespine geyser required for placement.
SCV ready.
Our SCVs are under attack.
What's SCV ready?
Our SCVs are under attack.
Ah! You scared me. Huh? SCV ready. Bad news. Ah! You scared me. Let's go. Man the ring. Big job, huh? SCV ready. Yes, sir.
Base is under attack.
Will do.
the hell is this guy doing?
What's going on? Will. Go ahead. In the rear with the big jump. In the rear.
Not enough minerals.
What's
Command center upgrade.
the Grim Reaper?
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Huh?
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Go ahead. Ah! You scared me.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Nothing. What's it worth? Yes, indeed. Let's do this. Done. Certainly. SCV ready. Big job. What? You want something? Man, big. SCV ready. Who wants some?
Add-on complete.
SCV ready. Go ahead. Bad news.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Go ahead.
Not enough minerals.
This better be good. Fair enough. SCV ready. Got something for me to kill.
Base is under attack.
ready.
This cunt.
Not enough minerals.
SCV
Not Command center upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
gangway coming through. Done. SCV ready. You gonna give me orders? Big job. We're through.
Ready for dust off.
Base is under
SCV
attack.
ready.
Now what? Picking up or dropping off?
Huh? What's going on? This better. Go ahead. Armed and ready.
Add-on complete.
SCV ready. Been waiting by the numbers, boys.
Add-on complete.
SCV ready. Want some?
Not enough. Not enough.
Life flight's here. Heading out.
SCV gangway coming through. Ah! Big job, huh? SCV
Not enough minerals.
Mine.
fueled up, ready to go. This better be good. SCV ready. Go, go, go. By the numbers. In the rear with the gear. Huh? SCV ready.
Add-on complete.
Who wants some?
Our SCVs are under attack.
Get heavy.
Ready for pickup? Here to
SCV ready.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
SCV ready.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Yep. Huh? Big job.
Not enough minerals.
Yeah, whatever. Want some?
Not enough energy. Not enough minerals.
Roger that.
Ready.
You gonna give me orders?
Stay here.
Not enough minerals. Not enough.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Command authority.
Ready for dust off.
Scanning back.
Research complete.
I can't build here.
Not enough minerals.
Gangway coming through. By the number. SCV ready.
Not enough minerals. Research complete.
Oh, wait.
Armed.
Not enough minerals.
Somebody, get me out of this mess.
SCV ready. I'm on it. What's that? Give up! Oh, it's on.
Add-on. Not enough minerals. Add-on complete.
Who wants SCV ready? Armed and ready. It's go time.
Oh, that's cool.
About to get heavy. SCV
Upgrade complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
This better be good. Big job.
Not enough minerals.
Go ahead. SCV ready. Gangway.
Not enough minerals.
Let's have a blast.
Stay.
Got 'em. You want a piece of me, boy? SCV ready. Been waiting. Armed and ready. Go, go, go. I'm on it. Boom, baby. Rather you know what? I'm in deep.
Cannon. This vessel requires
Not enough energy.
Gateway.
Mineral field depleted. Upgrade complete. Add-on complete. Not enough energy. Mineral field. Our SCVs are under attack. Base upgrade is under complete. Add-on complete.
Ready for dust off.
SCV ready.
Upgrade.
Go time.
Base is under attack.
state your request.
Let's have a blast. Armed and
Our SCVs are under attack.
want a piece of me, boy? Of course.
Mineral field depleted.
This better be good.
Our SCVs are under attack. Research.
Ready.
Go time.
Pull these fucking drones too. Jesus. This guy's committed.
This better be good.
Base is under attack.
Big job.
Unacceptable landing zone.
Whew. Okay, that was replay worthy as well. Okay, let's see here. Okay, this should have gone away. If I'm just trying to think if I would have realized it was gate, cyber, expand. If I scouted properly. Okay, let's see here. I wasn't aware of upgrades this entire game. This matchup is, this is my understanding, very reliant on upgrades on either side, so I don't know why that wasn't really something I was thinking about. When I saw the early forge, I was like, okay, upgrades, but it's not usually double forge. But, I mean, just +1 attack would be enough, especially when he was as aggressive as he was. Okay, so when I saw the Robo Bay during the series of games, like he didn't really change his build order the entire 3 times I was playing him. I don't think he realized he was playing the same person, but yeah. Whenever I saw the Robo Bay, I immediately thought either observers or Prism, but I didn't really follow through to kind of make sure which one it was. So I kind of defaulted to observers for some reason. I'm like, yeah, probably observers. But you know, going off of like how aggressive he was throughout the I guess series, I played him 3 times. um, I think War Prism is probably a better bet, especially since there was the Zealot drop and the Adept drop. I don't know if that was this game, but I remember he was doing some type of drop play. So yeah. Also, the mine drop didn't really work out too well. Had it, I think that would have helped a bit, but yeah. I was just too focused on something else. Well, let's see here. Alright, this is just fucking annoying. Honestly, okay. After I got the Robo and consumes either Observers or Prism, I think that's like the only 2 options. Yeah, I mean, it's usually just Observer and Warp Prism, but, let's see here. With that in mind, army positioning, the bunker here alone mixed with like SCV repair I think would be enough for the front line to at least delay whilst the main army comes back, but I think for the most part, now you see I sent it down here just to protect the third. However, what would be even better is if I built the third up here whilst having the army up here in case of warp prism pressure. So if they're over here, that's already gone, and then I can just counter with the line drop. Like whilst he's reacting to getting the warp prism away, I I move this, so my attention's now automatically over here. He gets a notification that this is under attack. So then his attention's over here. My attention's over here. Do the Widowmine drop. That gets. I'm pretty sure the damage is instantaneous, so the shield battery won't really matter. So I get this like entire mineral line here that delays his economy. Thing doesn't really have much banked up other than what he already has here. So then you would have to spend more time on building probes to resaturate this, and that's delaying his additional production and higher tech units as well as the further upgrades. So I got armor, interesting. Let's see here. As far as like yeah, so it's kind of semi. I saw this coming, but I thought A moving this would have been like, it's quickly pulling those and then A moving would have been better. I don't think I pulled, did I? No. Well, that's not a lot of damage at all. Okay, so what I was expecting was for him to pull my attention over here with the warp prism drop and then attack the third whilst it's building. I don't know, I was kind of paranoid like that. I thought he, he's Masters, I assumed he's gonna like do stuff like this, so like divert attention here and then attack the vulnerable third. But that's all circumvented if I built on the high ground over here, especially with this map where it's kind of easy to float to the third location here. That's why I kind of prefer this third location as opposed to this one, because this one you kind of have to build it either over here or like within the wall off here. That kind of gets tight, and then you kind of have to sacrifice the wall off over here to kind of make room. I don't know, I just prefer it over here. Let's see. Yeah, so Bulldozer macro is alright. Nothing too major other than maybe supply block potentially happening if I don't build. Okay. I don't know what this is about. Hang on. Oh yeah, I guess I'm going for the late timing. So that gets, oh, that's not good. So he gets one medevac. I think he just wins this if I'm not siege. Jeez. Okay, well, these Raptors. Yeah, that's another good reason why they have, why you have the rating for this, just to, the cooldown is nothing. Yeah, the rating is really cool for, interference matrix in that. I think I would interference matrix the disruptor over the Colossus just because of it has more potential to deal damage. I don't know, I'm tossed between that one because if you interference matrix the Colossus, it takes it out of the fight. For the Disruptor, you just kind of have to micro better, and then it's useless for like, that was like what, 10 seconds? Which is kind of big in StarCraft 2 fights. If it was Brood War, then it's a different story. But just going off of that, I think maybe doing the Colossus. So better splits plus the interference matrix in the Colossus. I think that would have been better. But the thing with these open fights here, especially with his timing and his army composition, is it doesn't really achieve much, because a big part of the timing is to actually supposed to be on the 4th, is it not? No, I think it's the 3rd. I think I'm getting confused with TVZ. Anyway, a big part of this build is the follow-up. Hold on, how many medevacs? Yeah, the follow-up. This cunt. And he still goes for it. Okay, that's cute. Yeah, a big part of this is to have those medevacs out. I think I'm kind of prioritizing barracks units as opposed to like the tech units over here. Oh, that's not good. What's my SCV count? Ooh, that's low. I did lose a lot during that drop, but still, that's quite low. And I don't think I scanned, so it's mules. Yeah, the mules over here. Okay. Anyway, so a big part of that is the follow-up. So the Rax units here plus the medevacs go in the medevacs do a timing where it hits the natural and the 3rd. I guess you can reinforce too, but if I were to use these units here to reinforce this army over here to do like a big push here, his army composition is specifically for that. It's for these like front-on engagements. What it's not good against though is multi-pronged attacks and like dealing with multiple threats. So that's not really something I thought of in game, but it's something I'm seeing right now. So like he if I were to reinforce this army, it's playing into his strengths. And honestly, his army just isn't that better than mine does. Even if I do have it siege, it's like okay, but he's quite tanky. Plus, he probably has no, he doesn't have blink. I mean, even if I do siege up, he can just, especially this map, he just goes around either which way. I guess I'm still threatening a 3rd, but then he just warps in more. Plus, he can't warp in more because he's warping in here. Unless he delays the warp in here, then warps in more here. So delay that whilst this flanks, and then once I'm already siege, I can't really get out of that flank other than either fighting him head on, which he's probably better at, especially with can I have upgrade advantage? I do not have I have +1, but he has +1 armor. I just don't like this fight. Like 2 Colossus is pretty damn. I do have interference. That's tough. That's a really tough fight. And it's even tougher when I have to deal with potential drops as well. So it's kind of better if I were to take initiative and have the aggression priority or whatever the fuck. I just made that up. You have like priority because you're the aggressor, if that makes sense. So if I were to just do the follow, like if I delay this push a little bit, then do the follow-up drop, so then his attention's over here. Probably not on the main because the building placement's actually quite good for him. Like I guess I can drop over here. No, but then the battery. I mean, it's one battery. Yeah, I just like this is, that's tough. Let's see. I think the natural might be a bit better just because it only has 2 pylons and I can easily destroy those. Whilst this one has a bit more room for those reinforcements. Plus he's banking a ton. He is supply blocked, but these are going to finish soon. These are probably going to finish by the time I have the drop anyway. So maybe looking a couple seconds into now. No, he spent it on this. Okay. Honestly, I have to retreat that. I think I just forgot about it. I think I just forgot about the tanks, but that's kind of bad to lose them. Especially when I didn't get anything out of it. So yeah, I mean, he did it there. He did the, okay, attention there and then attack, but I don't know why I didn't do it earlier. Okay, using splits. I don't think this is a good place to fight because of the vision block over here. But I pick off 2 important units, and that's good enough for me. But his army, despite it being quite small, it is still really good at just front-on attacks like this, and I think I just lose over there. Yeah, drop play probably would have been a lot better. Even if the initial units I had, I loaded them up and did maybe an earlier attack, that would have influenced things a bit more. That would kind of force them to build more stalkers as opposed to disruptors and colossi. Even zealots, to be honest. And he's wiping them in here as opposed to the warp prism over here, which my reinforcements can easily get if it does come to that. What else? Oh, that's right. I forgot that Colossi spawn from the building. So, yeah, dropping to the natural would probably be a lot better. Trying to think of other things here. Yeah, maybe just an earlier drop, especially with knowing what he's done before. He is quite aggressive, and he does prefer those like head-on engagement type compositions, especially with Colossus Storm. With disruptors, and if I was a ton of splash. What it does lack is mobility, and you know, that's the strength of bio. However, I'm playing to what he wants me to play into, as opposed to forcing him, like dictating the pace and like forcing him to kind of react to the various drops. Like even if it's just 1 medevac here and then 1 medevac here, that does a ton, and it buys me time to do to build up a stronger army and then to get my upgrades. What else? Yeah. I might start doing that thing where I look at the replay backward to forward. Like you let it load all the way, and then you watch it back to front, and you do it by like stages, and then you kind of like reverse engineer it, and you know, kind of find, like, you're asking questions before you're given answers, or no, you're given answers before you ask some shit like that. Anyway, I think I might start doing that again, and then playing it all back to see if it all adds up and lines up. But whoa. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, that's about it. Cool. Let's see where I'm at now. Oh, Platinum 1 MMR. Gross. Okay, I definitely need to start looking into TBT now, because that's getting like 49. Okay, fair enough, but 45, that's it's getting scary. All right, so the plan. Okay, I need to have like a solid TVZ game plan, because I'm fucking around and I'm doing a bunch of I'm just doing a bunch of other stuff. Honestly, just think I should just go back to standard 1-1-1, maybe fast third, but the thing I don't like about, actually, you know what, I might start doing Valkyrie as a rush, because what I don't like about the fast 3CC is it's pretty weak early, and if I am getting hit with a lot of early attacks, especially with like link floods and roach timings, I think at least with Battlecruiser Rush, it still has the flexibility of the 1-1-1, in the sense that like you can react better, and you still have the strength of the Battlecruiser. Anyway, after that, I think focusing a little bit on TVT and just kind of getting a sense of like how the builds kind of stack up against each other, because it kind of is the same, but there's a lot of like this early aggression stuff that always gets me. So it's either I adopt that playstyle as well temporarily, or learn how to defend it. But for now, I think that's a bit. It's already been 2 hours. I'm done. I'm gonna get some games.